Okay, we're here today with a lot of positive energy, a lot of saying that I am looking out for you and I want you to be successful. I want you to build those channels. I don't want you to feel like you're alone. I want you to continue and carry on with your strong voices. You have the I, new I factor of I am here for you. I am here for you. And with I is positive energy. I know the energy has been taken down after the election. A lot of us are in shock and we have to move forward. And I'm learning from you guys. And I think you all are killing the game. I do not wish to see you all frustrated, but you know what? That frustration brings on resilience. And in the meantime, we can be vulnerable. It's okay because that gives us a human factor, not a factor of an I nucleus. Everything's centered around me and I can do everything by myself and lie all about it. No, that's not what I is about. So I today was trolling or reviewing a lot of the independent media's uh, tapes today, videos, and I ran across Ben Marsalis having a what the F moment. I looked down and I thought, what is he having a what the F moment about? And oh my God, it says Fox News was trying to blame uh, this killing of the CEO that Luigi, was it Giamatti? Yeah, Luigi Mangione on the Democrats. That, ooh, the brainwashing has started to come up and it's the Democrats' fault. I guess it would be the Democrats' fault if they didn't have the measurement for toilet paper. It's going to always be their fault. Or independent news media. Everything, they don't take responsibility for anything, but that brainwashing needs to go. Because one thing that young man did, and I disagree wholeheartedly on how this was carried out about that CEO, because I didn't want to really talk about that. But what I do think that there was a strong link, and I don't think a lot of people are paying attention to that. That link hooked to not the uh, industry, the medical industry or the insurance industry, but it did hook a link to greed. And the greed of that CEO, which had $50 million, I think, got paid a year. And he belonged to the Millionaire Club, BMC, and had been taken out by somebody who got tired of being just totally demeaned. Or I don't know, like I said, I don't really know what happened, if something happened in his family, into his life, but uh, it dealt with greed. And who's giving out greed now? The BMC, the Millionaires Club. That's who's giving out the greed. Now, when uh, when I listened to the Fox tape and the guy that's on, not Tucker Carlson, but what's the other guy?
Oh my gosh, Sean Hannity.
Sean Hannity, over there trying to brainwash people. Well, Sean, I wonder how much you've made. How much they're paying you. I know you should be in the millions by now, and you should belong to the BMC. Well, that means that the enemy might turn, as they say, the worm will turn, and they're looking at everybody. They're going to be looking at everybody through the eyes of race and class, because it really wasn't about those eggs, because eggs don't get that high, you know. Even even if you're using pasteurized eggs, you know, or pasture farm raised eggs, they don't get that high. And all those promises that was made, they're not going to get kept, because all those promises for the taxes is for the BMC, not for the little people. And so what do we have here? I guess the Democrats can have their brainwashing moment too. They can go out and say, well, you know what? This is the reverse Robin Hood effect. Oh, the rich is going to get richer and the poor is going to get poorer. And good Lord, who benefits? The rich will benefit. And what's going to happen when they see all the money going over there to the rich? Well, what's going to happen is it could be another incident of a BMC being taken out. Just that simple. So in the meantime, that could backfire, because this CEO, and I'm not saying that he deserved what he got. I would never say that. This CEO made a lot of money, and the bottom line is the link goes from not the poor, but to the rich. To the rich. The rich being greedy and not respecting a human life, not having integrity, just thinking about greed, and denying people, black, brown, and beige, the right to even have dignity to make choices on their own life. Why the hell do we need to go to the doctor when now we're finding out that the insurance company is the doctor and they decide who lives or dies? Well, that's not good. So there you have it.
It's not good. It's beyond not good. It's evil. That's what it is. We have to call for what it is. Evil.
And so I had a what the F moment too. And one of my biggest what the F moments is to let you all know that if you notice, I don't really be saying like and subscribe because I don't like none of this stuff. And I want to see your subscriber count go up. It got to be somebody that get on here and say, you know, it's not always about the subscribers. Now, this is your generation, and it's an honor to live in this moment in time on your time. That's right. And I want to see you guys get through this with your health. And I want to see the next generation get through also. But the way things has been kind of working out, and with the new administration coming in, that looks like a really foggy moment. But you can see through the fog. I can see through the fog, definitely. And basically, I had a what the F moment when James Clyburn came out and had his moment, and I thought he had lost his damn mind. I mean, okay, I don't want any of the young people to really say anything to James, because this could be an age-on-age crime with me and James. And I can say that because, you know, we might be the same age, or I may be older, but the bottom line is, James, it's time for your ass to go to the nursing home, because that what you're talking about is not, it should not be happening, or should not even been mentioned today, with all the cases that have been lost, all the hope that people have just waited and waited for a decision. And you're talking about bending the knees. You have arthritis in your knees. That's maybe why you're saying what you're saying. So get off of it. These young people don't need to hear that from you. And it's time for you to pack your bags, get your Pampers, and
retire. And do the Farrakhan on and retire.
And yes, you just need to get out, because it's time for these young people to move over and take charge. It's enough. It's enough of our generation has done enough damage. And it needs to be more of our generation to come out and speak in behalf to the younger generation, and saying that, you know what, don't give up. Don't give up. And that we are backing you. That we are backing you. We were seen and not heard. And I'm glad that you guys are heard. And you continue to be heard. And you continue to stand up for what you believe. And to Brian Tyler Combs, you know what? Even in your when you get frustrated, remember, that's key. because in your being vulnerable, you're still human. You still have your integrity about you. And in that moment of frustration, that frustration makes us get out and push and do more. And that frustration is the key to resiliency. So you're on the right path. You you're doing an exceptional job. You and Adam Mocker, Luke Baisley, the Midas Touching Corporation. I can't say that for Sync right now, Sync and Anna, because they've just gotten blown up by a young man, Mondale, who has said, I think they're going the wrong direction, and I think I'm going to jump ship and get off. And this young man stepped out on that video today that I was watching, and he says, um, I'm not going for this propaganda stuff, and I don't feel right, and I'm off their channel. And he did give special thanks to Dr. Rashad and people at the network, and he said he may even lose friendships and relationships, but in the meantime, he will not lose his integrity. And he had even asked people to unsubscribe to the Young Turks channel. Now, getting back to what I was saying, and I just wanted to shout that out for the young man, because developing friendships and relationships, that has been torn up in the era of what we're going through with the predecessor, now
With the president.
president, and everybody trying to place blame on everywhere. Then what we need to do is stay steadfast in what we believe and stick with the facts. Stick with the facts, because that's one thing that narcissistic people in that category, they do not like the facts, and they're internal. They can't step outside. Externally, because it's too much noise and it's too much deep. They're too much deep into their head, and you're not included. But you've asked a lot of important questions, and one of my holy Bibles that I do carry around to help answer those questions is this book. And if Fox News want to train and brainwash people, then brainwash them on this, because How We Do Harm is a book by a doctor who breaks rank about being sick in America. So Fox, go read this book. Everybody else, you see this book, go read this book, and you'll understand what a purse biopsy is. That's right. And I just want the rich to understand the BMC, there's no guarantee that they're going to get good health care, because you know what? You have doctors out there that's greedy just like the BMC and will pluck all the money out of them until they die. That's what
The traditional doctors that are greedy, that is tied to the pharmaceutical companies and tied to the insurance industry, that they only see their patients for only 40 minutes at a time, that subscribe just medications.
Well, they don't really see their patients for 40 minutes at a time. You in and out of there. And within 15 minutes, they don't have that kind of time to give to a patient now.
Now
And
you need
basically,
functional.
it tells you that who is your doctor. The
insurance company is your
They
doctor.
decide whether you live or die. That's what it looks like. And maybe that young man has saw that type of greed, and it flipped the script. And like I said, I really hate that he did what he had did, but it sent a message not to the message from the poor to the rich is, if you're going to have an enemy within, and you're going to be taking out people that basically spoke out, for against the president, then okay, we're looking at now all the billionaire club, a whole billionaire millionaire club up there dictating, what all they're gonna do, and it's gonna be a lot of pushback, and they're gonna say, they might flip the script and say, hey, we're not worried about eggs and poultry, but we do see who's doing the most damage to us, and that's going to be a problem. But also,
it's a huge problem. It's a life-risky problem. It's a matter of life and death.
Also, another article of interest, because you guys was asking some very important questions, and here's the article of interest by Dr. Eric Reinhardt, MD, PhD, and this article was written by the New York Times on February 5th, 2023. Get that whole article, and that will give you a lot of answers to your questions on how the medical industry has done, and their greed, and the pharmaceutical greed. And This doctor is out of Northwestern University. You can check him out. And like I said, the New York Times published this. New York Times, February. I don't know if you see it down here, but it's February 5th, 2023. And you can see all my markings on it because it said related concepts, not the same. And I circled that word because that word concept had been coming up. And this also was related to stress, such as caregiver's responsibility or patient pursuit. And I thought about that young man today. I don't know if he was a caregiver or taking care of a lot of patients, but it made me go back in and read this article about the healthcare workers and the crisis. And one of the biggest crises in that industry is they felt like, okay, now we have to make the decisions on somebody's life. And this is not what we normally do. And this happened in COVID. And was there responsibility taken in for that?
There was no responsibility taken on COVID-19. None whatsoever.
So if there's to blame, Fox News want to blame somebody, they might need to go back to that moment in time in COVID and look at, how those lives were lost under at the president. They need to look at that. So, like I said, I had my what the F moments with Clyburn. Want him to pack his bag because in this moment in time, I'm on your moment in time. Although I'm living my life out, I want to see you live to get to grow old gracefully. But that is not happening because of what's in front of you, of the fights that you all have to fight. Coming in under the new administration, you are actually fighting for your life. They
Not
are
just
fighting
for your life, but just for black and beige people, just for you to even exist. You fight for your existence.
You're fighting for your existence. You're not fighting over power. That's the BMC. They want the power. They like all that power. You're fighting for your life. You're fighting to make choices on life and death matters. You're fighting to have insurance. You're fighting to breathe the air. When the Chevron decision was taken out, they took out regulations, and you don't know if you're going to get the proper water or how the soil can be now contaminated at the whim of a BMC, billionaires, millionaires club. You're fighting, like I said, to just basically say that you live on this planet and you have the right to live. You have the right to speak out. And so when I see the frustration in Brian Tyler Combs feeling like, we always have to be the good person. We always have to step back. No, you don't. Because like I said, that frustration and your vulnerability has kept you human and has kept your integrity intact. And that frustration will make you resilient. It will make you very resilient. And I'm seeing that with new Democrats coming in, from Jamie Raskin to AOC to Pete Buttigieg to Jasmine Crockett.
Summer Lee of Pennsylvania.
We're seeing a whole
Ayanna Pressley of Massachusetts.
We're seeing a whole new era coming in and seeing the Clyburns going out. And they need to go out gracefully. And they need to be, at this moment, it is not time. They've had enough time. And they've had their moment in the sun. Okay, now it's time to step the F off. Or let me escort you to the old folks home. Because this G here is going to continue to learn. That's what keeps a G a new G. Because when we listen to younger people, when we hear their ideas, when we say that we want you to be successful, that we're not trying to lock you in the closet because you just came out of the closet. We're saying that we respect what you feel. We want to hear your voice. We want you to have choices. Yes, that will make you a new G. So, Clyburn, don't make me have another what the F moment, okay? And get ready to pack your bags because you're done. There are other people who are done over in the media world that has
You ruined the integrity, like especially Joe and Mika. You're done too.
pack your bags. Let's go. Because we need people out here in this moment in time that's going to speak out and that's going to say that we have rights and we don't want our rights stripped. That you need to hear our voice. That you need to understand that everything that's going to be done in this new administration is going to be done by the BMC. And you're not going to be able to go to the Great Gatsby party like 5 Minute News was trying to sit there and figure out, what is this that I'm looking at? What is it that I'm looking at that I can't think of? That these people all dress the same. They all look the same. They all want to be rich. It's the Great Gatsby. And what is that Lalan is doing? Well, when we destroy the Earth, then we can take a shot at Mars or Jupiter or any other planet. Yes, it's a race against class. And now it's time for our hip Midas Touch.
Jesse Waters.
Tabitha Speaks. And many others to go and watch The Great Gatsby. Because we know who the star is in that movie. But just like I said, if it's going to be some brainwashing out here to Fox News, then you better go get your book. You better go get this book because this will answer the questions. And we're coming with the facts. We're not coming with coke or crack. We're coming with the facts. All right?
And here's the facts about the Affordable Care Act. The Affordable Care Act was bailout of the insurance company. It was an alternative to clinic care or single payer health care. Okay? Single payer health care was Medicare for all, which was Bernie Sanders. And who wrote that? It was the Heritage Foundation with Senator John Chafee, Lincoln Chafee's father, that wrote the Affordable Care Act.
Hold up. Did you say the Heritage Foundation?
It was the Heritage Foundation, and the one that introduced it was Senator John Chafee, which was former Senator Lincoln Chafee's father. And also, too, the one that also implemented was Mitt Romney, that was then governor of Massachusetts.
Mitt?
Yes.
Nitty Gritty Mitty?
Yes, Mitty Gritty Mitty.
Is that why his niece or daughter or whoever it was changed her name?
Yeah, changed her name. That's just for the benefit, yeah.
And you see what that got her. But in any hoo-hoo, my bottom line is, I am there for you. And this new G, I got you. I hear your voice. And I'm proud of each and every one of you. It's kind of like the day you go to work and you work your butt off. Yes, brick and mortar.
And that's going to be gone too, brick and mortar, because a lot of the brick and mortar is going to automation and into technology as well, which is going to even add more anger.
So, and you think that you work so hard and that the managers or the store manager is going to give you your props. No, that's not the way it works. It might be somebody strange from the left or the center that will say, hey, you're doing a great job, and carry on. And don't let this election tear you down. You have more strength and power than you can imagine. And we had a VP that let us know that the power lies within us. And it does. Because the worm will turn, baby. Once them eggs go up, you better ask Jasmine Crockett about it. When they find out that, ooh, I can't get no carrots. Ooh, I can't get no avocados. Oh, I can't get no German chocolate cake from Germany. And
the tariff is also a national sales tax on the poor and middle class. And there's not going to be a middle class. The middle class is wiped out. And the middle class was the one that kept the regulation between anarchy and radicalism.
They're going to find out what a tariff is when they go to the store and thought that toilet tissue was gold. Guess what? I'm going to tell you that cilantro might have been gold. or that carrot, or a potato. Well, potatoes may come from
That's
Idaho,
also
but
inflation, and what they're doing is also inflationary, which is another tax on the poor and the middle class with with taxes.
well, one person said promises kept they promise, and another person said, and that person that said promises kept was number 44. Now we got two numbers. We got 45 and number 47, and so let's see if the promises be kept.
If
Let's
they
see.
are kept, it's going to be even worse. Even if it's half of it, it's going to be destruction. Let's just say, for instance, for immigration. If they do what they say they're going to do on immigration and deportation, what's going to happen to the construction industry is the collapse of the construction industry and the farming too. If they even do half of what they are going to do.
And so, to keep it simple, as they say, keep it simple, stupid, for over there to Fox News, we just want to say to you that we don't mind taking responsibility for the things that we do. Like my boy that got out, that was pardoned, saying, I ain't that kind of criminal. But in the meantime, the simplest thing to always remember to all our viewers is to know that we're looking out for you, that you won't be alone, that you're not alone. You will never be alone. And you know why? Because you have chosen not to be. You are speaking out. You're rolling it out. You're bringing it. And you're doing an exceptional job. And once again, the I is watching over you. That's what it is. And think about it. There are lots of eyes out there. And they haven't given up on you. I know I appreciate all the knowledge, everything that you have taught me. And I'm listening. I can't wait to look at one of the channels. It is so exciting. And whenever you say a book, I try to run and get that book and read. Listen to what I'm saying. And read. Who's not reading? Think about it. Who's not reading?
We know Fox Noise ain't reading. We know
Because
Terrell Marjorie Green ain't reading.
Because surprise, surprise, the more I read, guess what? The less I find out that I know. So I got to keep reading. I got to keep reading. I got to keep learning. I got to keep listening. And once again, to Fox, this should become your new holy Bible. It really should. Don't forget, Fox, to go get this article, because that's gonna make you stop blaming the Democrats. It's gonna take it off the table. And one thing, the simpler, the rich is gonna get richer, the poor is gonna be poorer, the worm will turn.
And it's going to turn on greedy CEOs
and all the people will be able to think about is who got the money.
It's gonna be we know who got the money. Elon Musk had the money, and there are other rich people. Not all rich people are the same either.
Just basically saying, I don't know what was going through that young man's head that day. I don't know what frustrated him. And so many people are putting money before a life, and that's not going over good with people that has lost their loved ones.
And when Brian Thompson, the CEO of United Healthcare, died, there was even some people on Twitter that put a list of people to say, here's the next people I need to target on that list.
So just like one person have a list, other people are making their list too. And the most frightening thing of all is when we disregard a human life, when it comes down to money, when we can't go to the Great Gatsby party, and when this planet Earth is gone up in smoke, we can't even get a ride on the rocket ship to go to Gattaca because of class and race.
And here's the thing, if you're vilified...
And on that note, we're going to get out of here. And this has been a spectacular day. And I, as they say, good juju, looking out for you. And we're out.